to talk about wines this morning. I would like you to first meet the Cellarmaster at Salishan, our good friend Phil DeVito. And our two subjects this morning who are going to be wine tasters. They are, in fact, wine buyers. It is their responsibility to do buying for restaurants and what have you. Please welcome, if you will, Kelly Dawson and Craig Peck. All right, Greg, tell me who you buy for.
The Grapery. It's a restaurant and wine shop in Beaverton, Oregon.
Okay.
And
Kelly?
I've been the wine buyer for Belinda's restaurant for the last 3.5 years.
What makes one a wine buyer?
The responsibility
of drinking.
Choosing the right wine.
No, really. Over the years,
you taste wines, you accumulate knowledge about wines, and you have a benchmark from which to judge new wines.
Okay.
Is experience in tasting.
All right. What makes one a Cellarmaster and up to the task of wearing this, which is great responsibility, Phil?
Well, it would be pretty embarrassing to wear this and not
be somebody.
Not know something about wine. And over the years, I've been at this for about 30 years. Tasted thousands of wines through the years, and made it a profession to try to help the guests in the restaurant know what's underneath the label and how the wine might match the food flavors.
In recent years, last year and a half, Salishan put together quite a wine cellar under your direction, true? And you've got some 30,000 wines there now that you bought personally?
Oh, about 32,000 bottles. We started the wine list at Salishan about 12 years ago with about 50 wines. My first request was to lower the inventory.
Lower?
Lower it.
I see.
Which I did the first year.
First year.
But there was some profit involved. The guests seemed to be happy, and so the second year I doubled the inventory.
Okay,
and,
let's go ahead and conduct a wine tasting test. We're going to spend 2 segments here, and we're going to, what kind of wine are we going to be testing today? We've narrowed it down to one type, true?
We're going to do one of the 2 top red wine grapes in the world, the Pinot Noir grape. Which is a very elusive, very difficult grape to make a fine wine from.
Pinot
Noir. Pinot Noir.
I've heard it pronounced several different ways, but that's proper. Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir.
Okay. All right. What do we have? We have one from Oregon, one from California, and a French?
And one from France.
Okay. And now, you have them in little bags here. This is so that the people that are tasting do not know one from the other?
That's right.
Okay.
They're not supposed to know what they're being poured. So they
all right, what do we look for here? Do they just simply taste, or does it go through the look of it, the aroma?
Wine pleases all the senses except the sense of hearing. Unless it's a champagne, then you can hear the bubble.
Right. So we're going to pour this first one, which we don't know if it's Oregon, California, or if it's from France. Now, you're both going to taste this.
We have 2.
Now, you don't swallow. Tasting is kind of put it in your mouth, slosh it around, and I know that's not very romantic, and spit it out. Isn't that the way it's done, generally?
Yeah, we do it in succession. We start with the sense of sight. We look at the robe of the wine. The color, the depth is very significant for the particular variety that you're tasting. Pinot Noirs are not a deep ruby red like a Cabernet or a Merlot or Petit Syrah. They're more of a garnet or brick red.
Okay, what are they looking for?
Holding it against the white background, they're also able to judge how the wine is aging. Some wines age faster than others.
Kelly, what do you look for in this kind of a wine? And what are you seeing there?
I'm looking for the intensity of the color, like Phil said, the age of it.
You can tell age by color? I mean, if the color is, you know it's...
Sure.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
No kidding. Okay, now what's next?
They're also checking for the clarity, checking to see how brilliant. Can you see through it? Hold it up against the light. And it's nice and clear, and this is what we're after.
Okay.
So we know it's a healthy wine.
All right.
Now then the next and most important stage of the tasting is the sense of smell.
Okay.
You can trust this about 6,000 times more than you can trust your sense of taste.
Really? What are you looking for here in this?
They're looking to see if it has the varietal aroma of Pinot Noir.
Which is?
Does it smell like the grape, in other words?
I see.
And you don't get it unless the grapes are really ripe.
Yeah.
So it's easy to tell whether it's a good Pinot Noir.
Can you tell at this time, either one of you, Craig or Kelly, whether this is Oregon, California, or French? You can? Both can?
Immediately.
What is it?
It's French.
French.
Oh, see? They know their business. All right. Take it.
However, there's a lot of overlapping at times.
Okay.
It depends if whether or not the winemaker has done a good job in regard to the style of the region.
Okay. We're going to take a break. We'll have more wine testing. We'll tackle the Oregon and California right after this. Then we'll talk a little bit more about wines.
number 2.
We are back with Phil DeVito, Cellarmaster and maître d' at Salishan Lodge on the coast. And this is Kelly Dawson over here, and she's a wine buyer, and so is Craig Peck. Okay, now we've done one Pinot Noir, and we're going to do 2 more, all right? We have one from France, one from Oregon, one from California, and they're doing the testing. Now, when they taste, they don't actually swallow, do they?
In a true
taste.
technical sense, if it's not a pleasure tasting, if it's for buying, you spit.
You spit in a
Taste and
little
spit.
bucket thing. And then do you wash your mouth out
And
with
you take a little
water?
or a water cracker to neutralize the palate.
To neutralize the palate. Okay, let's go to the next one now. Which one are we on here now?
Let's do one, huh?
Okay. Can you tell a difference?
Number 1.
Okay.
There's a dramatic difference in color between all 3 of these wines.
Really?
And you can tell, I can tell a lot of times the wine by its color.
Okay, let's identify what we've got here now. What if you've done the entire testing here?
Sure.
You have them in order here? 1, 2, 3, 1,
Yes.
2, 3? Okay, the first one you tasted was what? The French, you said?
No. Well, the first one that was poured, it was
Yeah.
wine number 2 here.
Okay,
It's in
and that's the
middle.
French.
Right.
Okay. The next one was what?
Well, this first wine is the darkest in color of the 3, and that indicates to me it's Californian, just from the way it looks.
Is that because
Just
of their
the color.
grapes?
It's a warmer climate. The grapes are riper,
Okay.
and there's more fruit extract.
And the
So you
third
get
one's from
dark color.
Oregon, then. What do you know
Right.
about Oregon wines? Or this particular Oregon wine?
As it turns out, Oregon has the climate now to produce Pinot Noirs as good as the French. Pinot Noir needs a very slow maturation of the grape. It's an early ripening grape, and it ripens too fast in a warm climate. So we're finding that Oregon's Pinot Noirs now are developing the nuances, the subtleties, the delicacy that Pinot Noir has to offer.
With this spring we've had, is this we growing the grape now? This isn't going to be that hot of a year, is it? Well, there's much sunshine so far
Well,
this year.
the cloud cover, partly sunshine, a little rain, is good for Pinot Noir. Is good for Pinot Noir.
Okay. What kind of a price range are we talking about in these? Well, let's reveal the bottles here, as long as we're down to 3 or 4 minutes left. Let's show them what these are. You go with that one. I'll get these two.
Okay. Number 1 was an Acacia Pinot Noir. A very good representative sample of California Pinot Noir, one of the best. The Eyrie Pinot Noir, Dundee, Oregon, and the French Louie Latour Sauvignon Le Bon.
Okay, what does it say Pinot Noir on here? How do I know I'm buying that? I don't see it on the bottle, on the label itself.
And you probably won't, for the most part.
So how do I know? I've got to really know my wines to know,
Well,
walk in and buy that one.
One thing you know about French Burgundy is that they're all made from Pinot Noir grape. And then all you have to know is which area, which district, which commune is noted for having the best wine.
Okay, how much are we paying for these, Phil? Retail. Roughly.
When these were first released, they're much less money than they are today. After 5 years of age, they started out. This started out at 10. It's probably 15 today.
This Oregon one.
The Oregon.
Okay.
The same would be true of the Sauvignon Le Bon, and the Acacia would be a few dollars more.
For this,
Maybe,
for a smaller bottle?
No, a full-size
full-size
bottle would
bottle.
be about $18.
Okay. Now, when you buy wines, let's talk to the people that, when they do go out to a fine restaurant, let's just say like Salishan, I know what I do. I call Phil DeVito over and say, this is what I'm eating, and you pick it out, because I have no idea. I want to show you Salishan's wine list. This is it right here. This looks like a phone book. See, there's some 30,000 wines in here. Anyway, what should they do? Is it red wine, red meat, white wine, fish and fowl? And do you stay with that, first of all?
Not necessarily at all. Those were guidelines to help people through the years. The most important rules about wine is to make sure that one doesn't overwhelm the other. If you have light fare in food, then the wine should be light. If it's heavy, full-bodied fare, then the wine needs to match it with more strength. The color is secondary importance.
Do I have to buy a $40 wine if I go into a nice restaurant? You don't need to buy a $40 or $50 or $60 wine to have a nice wine. You can do it for $10, can't you? Or
of course not.
12 or 15?
Sure. Fine red wines always throw sediment. I've got wines for $10 that have thrown sediment, and when they do, you take the bottle very carefully to the table with the sediment at the bottom of the bottle, and you decant it very carefully over a candle so you can see that the sediment is staying in the bottle, and the fine wine goes into the decanter, and you can get this kind of treatment for $10 or $12 if you pick the right wine.
And it's so enjoyable. Nice restaurant, nice wine. We thank you, Kelly, very much. Craig, we thank you. And Phil, good to have you coming over from the coast. Say hello to everybody over there, will you? All right. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.